All right, we've got one announcement and an email we wanted to share with you that just came in recently. And the email is, Hi, Jay and Sterling. I've been dabbling in internet business for about a year. I'm a leading marketing professional in Canada and pretty good on the computer, so I thought this would be a natural. I've been listening to your podcast over and over for about a month now, and it's all finally clicking. How you teach consistency, small steps every day, and so on. You have the most credible and helpful information out there. Thank you. So I'm delighted to take the plunge, despite being pretty broke these days, and get into the Internet Business Mastery Academy mindset much deeper. Thanks, guys. You rock. Deb Gray. Thanks, Deb. That's what we're here for.
That's right. And the thing I like about that email is how she says, despite being pretty broke these days, because I know a lot of chat about economy. There are some people going through hardship, and but in those tough moments, I mean, it makes you think about Pat, who a lot of people are familiar with on the show, one of our biggest success stories through Internet Business Mastery, and his whole journey started when he got laid off from his job. And I mean, that's a moment where I think people are probably feeling the most out of control, insecure, like finances are going to be tight. But, that's when his whole journey started, and he started taking look where he is now. And so I just think that it's awesome that she's like, despite tight money, I'm going to take a plunge. I'm making this happen. I think that's awesome. I mean, that is the right mindset in action right there. So well done, Deb. And I think that's a breakthrough in mindset. It's a breakthrough in mindset, which is why, another reason why we wanted to share that as a comment and a breakthrough.
Well, and it also reminded me just the things people are doing to basically spend their money on the right things. Like we've talked about before, how when we started internet business, man, we turned off cable. We got everything, go down in cell phone bill, everything we could do, because this is so important. If you spend a certain amount of time getting this to happen, you can have this be from now on. You don't have to go do that old way. And it reminds me of, we had a request from one of our lifetime members that did a 3-pay back a while ago. And he asked us if we could wait a week to charge him his last payment until his unemployment check came. And at first we were like, oh my gosh, he's on unemployment. That he's, he's using that money. And we went, well, he's trying to educate himself. That certainly beats keeping the cable on, right?
Right.
For sure. And we were like, absolutely, we'll help you. We'll move it 3 days until you get that check. I mean, that is so awesome when people understand the priority of, doing this for your future.
Yeah, hat tip to that dedication, and you know who you are.
Yeah, to David, thanks.
All right, so final announcement, just going back to the traffic attraction stuff. We mentioned this in the last episode as well, and that is that we have a special video series available right now. It's free of charge. If you go to trafficattractionformula.com, and you can instantly access this video series that's kind of talking about this whole magnetic media, traffic attraction, so some of the principles and strategies and tools and tips that go behind that. So we highly recommend that you go check that out as well. Again, the URL for that is trafficattractionformula.com, and it is free of charge.
It's time for the Internet Business Quick Tip.
So, Sterling, we read a lot. We both read a lot of books. And, I try to read books that are going to have the biggest impact. And there's books that are tips and tricks and strategy. I read a lot of nonfiction, as I know you do as well, whether it's how-to, personal development, business, philosophy, things like that. And it's always nice to get those things that are enriching. And but it's like every once in a while, you pick up a book and it just feels like you're reading the truth of life. It's not just like, oh, here's this cool strategy that worked. I mean, I enjoy those too, but when you're just reading words and it's almost like every sentence is like, man, this is just the truth of life being recited to me. And 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem is one of those books, which we mentioned in our quick tip recently, I think a couple episodes ago. But this book has kind of been like that. The one I want to recommend in this quick tip has been like that for me too. And it's a book called Unique Ability by Dan Sullivan. And Dan Sullivan is the new business coach that we have signed up to be working with. In fact, this month we're going to the first coaching group. So every quarter we go and spend a day with his coaching group. And had the opportunity to learn from him a couple months ago, and was just really impressed with the quality of stuff that he teaches. And so immediately wanted to pick up this book because one of the things I want to work on more is spending time doing the things that are really my purpose, my passion, and my given talents, because I feel like that's what's going to bring me more happiness in life, and more get rid of or outsource or reduce in whatever way the things that are not my strengths. And I'll let people who do have those strengths, do have those talents, do have those passions, do those things for me. And that's what this book is about. How to identify your unique ability. It goes on the premise that we all have those innate talents and unique abilities in us. A lot of times, sadly, society can squelch those, but this is a book with a very specific process of helping you discover what that is for you, and then gear your life towards being able to do that more and more, and the ultimate happiness and success that you will find if you do that. And I think anybody who's whatever level you're at, but especially one something that comes to mind is I know a lot of people thinking about starting an internet business get hung up on what's my niche going to be. And I think this book will help immensely when it comes to, kind of deciphering what is going to, because one of the big criteria for us is passion and definite major purpose. And earlier in the episode, I mentioned how, for me, happiness is made up of three main things: purpose, freedom, and relationships. And this one is just has been a huge help, both in the purpose category, defining what that is, and in the freedom category, meaning making my life more free to pursue my ultimate purpose in life. And, anyway, I don't know if you've had a chance. You said you were going to read it as well. I recommended it to you. Have you had a chance to start looking at it at all yet, Sterling?
I've got it in front of me. No, I haven't.
Sweet.
I haven't read it yet. That is the plan this week. But the interesting thing, we've listened to an audio by Dan Sullivan that talked about parts of this, and even the habit stuff we talked about a few episodes was based lightly on this stuff. Where do you think the unique ability comes, before finding definite major purpose or after? Because we teach the definite major purpose.
I think it is a key component of definite major purpose. In fact, I think it has helped refine even more closely for me what definite major purpose means. So it doesn't come, I guess I'd say it comes before, it is one of the first steps, if not the first one, of definite major purpose. And we mentioned that mastermind that we're starting that's going to be more towards personal development and life and philosophy and things like that. And this is the first book that we're going to be reading together and going through this process together. I guess I'll mention that as well. But I think for me, it is the key component of definite major purpose. So go ahead and check that book out. I believe it's only available through their company, through their site. It might be listed in Amazon, but I think ultimately ends up buying from them. Strategiccoach.com is their URL that you can go check out. And under knowledge products, they've got a whole bunch of books, and Unique Ability is one of them. So highly recommended.
Yeah, and we'll have a link in the show notes as well. Right to it. Now, if you'd like dozens of other resources such as this one, you can find them in the Internet Business Mastery Academy, along with video tutorials showing you exactly how we use them. To get a 30-day no-risk trial membership to the Internet Business Mastery Academy, visit freeaudiogift.com. That's it for this episode of Internet Business Mastery. Until next time, we wish you ultimate success in your internet business.
You've been listening to the iconoclasts of the 9 to 5 and the purveyors of freedom and fulfillment, Sterling and Jay. Sterling and Jay invite you to discover one of their most popular audio programs ever. The 3 Pillars of Designing Your Ultimate Internet Lifestyle. Visit freeaudiogift.com now and sign up for the free weekly Internet Business Mastery email newsletter. And you'll get instant access to this life-changing audio presentation, pulled directly from the content of the acclaimed Internet Business Mastery Academy membership community. Go now to freeaudiogift.com. Internet Business Mastery. Free your mind.